Immediately following Portugal Museum are some of today's dignitaries. Joining President Jerry Escobar of the museum is Councilmember Brian Azevedo from San Diego and Colorado Director San Jose. Consul General of Portugal, Consul General of Portugal in San Francisco, and the great Portugal is also attending representing our Latinese community. And in the field we have since agriculture, American Santa County.
Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me.
Luso American Financial and Luso American Education Foundation presents Luso American Fraternal since 1868. Essa aqui é o Sim, nome de Holy Sim. Essa é a Holy Sim, Holy Sim. And he has now
We're here today. So please help me in welcoming now Senator Dave Cortese, representing the 15th District in the California Senate. Of course, he has other events and he's running late, but he's represented today by Fong Nguyen. Feel free to applaud. Please welcome San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan. And former mayor of San Jose, Sam Liccardo, who is currently a candidate for California's 16th District in the House of Representatives. Please welcome Santa Clara Mayor Lisa Gilmore. San Leandro Council Member Brian Azevedo. Santa Clara City Council Member Kathy Watanabe. Valley Water Vice Chair, representing District 3, Richard Santos. Father Prosper Malingi, who said a bilingual Mass in English and Portuguese this morning. Welcome, thank you. President of our Portuguese Historical Society of California and Portuguese Historical Museum, Jerry Escobar. And a very special guest today. We are sad to see him go. He's an avid surfer, and from being Consul General of San Francisco, Consul General of Portugal in San Francisco, pretty cushy job. So he's basically now he's the Prime Minister's of Portugal's Chief of Staff. So. Not much different than surfing, except lots more sharks. So good luck with that. Dr. Pedro Perestrello Pinto and his lovely wife, Catarina Nielsen. Catarina got more applause. Get used to it, you're a politician now. It's tough being an MC sometimes. I'm going to call to the microphone now, President of the Portuguese Heritage Society of California, Portuguese Historical Museum, Jerry Escobar, for some welcoming words.
Good afternoon, everybody. You having a good time? I can't hear you. Let's try one more time. Are we having a great Dia de Portugal so far? All right, very good. Well, welcome. This is a big day. Number one, we have all these wonderful dignitaries and one very special guy who came all the way back for us, so we are honored to have you. Can't say enough about it. You are one of my favorite people, absolutely. Good buddies, so we'll talk more later. But we are celebrating, today's theme is the 50th anniversary of the Carnation Revolution. So really big time for Portugal, brought democracy to Portugal. We have a wonderful exhibit in our museum invite you to check it all out. So, beyond the dignitaries, I'd like to thank all the vendors, all of those who come here to support Dia de Portugal, all of you who have attended, and I hope you have a wonderful time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jerry. And just to remind our folks, as I did earlier, all of our exhibits, including this year's, all of our exhibits are online at PortugueseMuseum.org. So you don't have to go to the museum, although I strongly suggest you go to the museum because it's a beautiful building inside and out. But please visit our exhibits, what we don't have on display here is online at PortugueseMuseum.org. Jerry Escobar will be presenting some medallions now to some of our guests. First, may we please have a representative from the Portuguese Tribune come up? José Avila or Miguel Avila. The steps are in the back. Oh, I do want to take a dive. That get me out of Jerry presented Miguel Avila from the Portuguese Tribune with a medallion, a very beautiful brass medallion depicting on one side of the museum, and I forget what's on the other side. Probably Jerry's face. What's on the back side, Jerry? I don't remember.
All right, what it says is, preserving our Portuguese heritage since 1997. The Portuguese Historical Museum on one side, the other side, the same thing with our little museum on the front.
Yeah, on the back is the Portuguese escudo, the beautiful symbol of Portugal. May João Manuel Dias, would you like to please come up from Rádio Portugal USA? João Manuel Dias documents, video documents, and puts online many of our Portuguese celebrations. Up and down California, he travels a lot. Thank you, João. Jerry? You don't have to go too far, Lisa. You're going to be presented with one of these medallions as well. And I don't have to call too far for this one. For radio stations KSQQ and KLBS for their annual participation, David Vieira is behind you, Jerry. It's me. David? Yeah, David Vieira. And last but not least, we have one more medallion. Yes. Mayor Matt, come on up. Mayor Matt Mann. I expect to see that in your office the next time, if you ever invite me there. It'll be on your desk. Okay. Now, there will be various presenters. I have here a proclamation from the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors. Unfortunately, a representative could not attend today, but they did send the museum a proclamation in celebration of Dia de Portugal. So Supervisor Cindy Chavez has been an avid supporter, And unfortunately, none of the county supervisors had it on their schedule for today to come and join us, but they did send a commendation, and we thank them. I'd like to call to the mic Mayor Matt Mahan, who has a whole inventory of proclamations.
Thanks, David. Good afternoon, everyone here. I'm going to stand here so I'm not blocking anybody's view, but bom dia. Is that how we say it? All right. Excellent. And Feliz Dia de Portugal. I'm thrilled to be here with you all. Thank you for the medallion, David. All right, you get an invite to the mayor's office. Fine. Twist my arm. No, just kidding. So, you know, it's great to be here. I want to just recognize a few people. I love this festival every year. It's such a great expression and celebration of Portuguese history and culture. Want to shout out David Vieira, Manuel Betancourt, Jerry Escobar, who you heard from, and all of the community leaders who work really hard to celebrate and preserve Portuguese culture. Our Portuguese community came here going back over a century ago, like every immigrant community, for a better life, for a better future for their kids and grandkids, and certainly the Portuguese community in San Jose built that, and we are all beneficiaries of that, from Little Portugal and Five Wounds Church to my favorite pasteleria on Santa Clara Street downtown. There's so much that the community has contributed. And I wanted to say a special congratulations or parabens to Dr. Pedro Pinto. Thank you. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and I'm glad that you'll be continuing your service to the community. So all the best to you and Katerina as you head back home. It's been great to have you here in our community these last few years. Yes, can we give them a quick round of applause? All right. Also just say, while I'm not Portuguese, I've always felt a special kinship to the community. My mother's side of the family immigrated here around the same time as many of our Portuguese immigrants from Italy. And I have to say, I think the Portuguese community has maybe done a slightly better job of preserving the language and some of the culture here. But I've always enjoyed kind of watching the efforts of both communities side by side in celebrating their history and their tradition. And so I'm a big fan of the community and appreciate all the service you do, especially to our seniors. So, in closing, I just want to give a couple of commendations on behalf of the city. One, in recognition of the 50th anniversary of the Carnation Revolution, in which there was a major step forward for greater freedom and democracy without any shots fired, which is very impressive. And then as well to the organizers of Dia de Portugal. Thank you all so much, and I hope you really enjoy the day. And I don't know, James, should I give this to you or?
No, just give it to Jerry.
Jerry's gonna get both. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Very good.
Thank you, Mayor Matt Mahan. Mayor Matt's wife, Sylvia, actually gets to enjoy Little Portugal every day of the week because she's president of Cristo Rey San Jose Jesuit High School on the campus of Five Wounds Portuguese National Church. Right there, smack dab in the anchor of Little Portugal in San Jose, Five Wounds Portuguese National Church. So, anyway, we're raising Sylvia well in the Portuguese heritage. Now, here for State Senator Dave Cortese is Fong Nguyen with a proclamation as well. Dave Cortese has been here every year, and believe me, he would be here if he could. And I'm sure it saddens him to not being here. He grew up in the Portuguese community of East San Jose. Dave Cortese's family had a ranch, and I know he was neighbors with the Swaj family, which is now Lake Cunningham Park. At least part of the park was the former Swaj Dairy. So I'm sure Dave Cortese is disappointed that he couldn't be here today, as he is every year. Next up, I'd like to invite former mayor of San Jose and current candidate for the 16th Congressional District, Sam Liccardo.
Thank you, David. Bom dia! It's such a great honor to be back here. My name is Sam Licardo, but don't let the last name fool you. I am a descendant of Ramona Silveira, who is a proud immigrant from the Azores, as I know many of us are. And I just wanted to say how much fun I have every year at this great event and how grateful I am to this incredible community for all you have done to literally build our community. And I also wanted to say to our consul, thank you for your great service and congratulations. We look forward to following your leadership journey. We're so proud of what you're accomplishing. Thank you all. Bom dia. Thank you, Daddy.
Bom dia. Thank you, Sam. Silveira, yeah, he has Silveira in his family tree from the Azores, so that's kind of cool. And now, Manuel Betancourt, are you coming up? And members of his committee. A committee was put together in order to give our Consul General, and his wife Catarina a send-off, a farewell. It's just a small token of our appreciation for his time, for their time here in California that ended too quickly. I had more stuff for you to do. But my citizenship finally came through a couple of weeks ago. I got my little card in the mail, and I'll get to use it in September, God willing. Our committee is Miguel Avila, who is photographing, Art Brito, Inês Eiras, Jerry Escobar, Connie Goulart, who is here with us today, Maria Ricardo, who is also here with us today, and me. And of course, Dr. Manuel Betancourt. So here's the mic for Manuel.
Okay, first of all, I'd like to mention that our ex-Consul General of Portugal in San Francisco, Dr. Pedro Pinto, we admire him very much because of his energy. Did you know that out of the 13 states under the jurisdiction of the Portuguese Consul in San Francisco, he visited 11 of them. 11. Thank you. We'll never forget you of you have done for this community, with the help of Catarina, of course. So we have something for you to remember that your time, 2.5 years in San Francisco, that we want to show it to you. And I don't know if you can remove, this very heavy. Yeah, Catarina can help. And we should remove it. Okay, it's a gift that it says, I think it's going to mention what it says, okay? Please read it. I read, okay. Pedro Perestrelo Pinto, Consul General of Portuguese in San Francisco, for outstanding services to the Portuguese communities. San Jose, California, June 8, 2024. Thank you. It's a crystal and it's very heavy. So, but I hope you take it to Portugal. Thank you very much once more.
Obrigado. Muito obrigado. Obrigado. Bem, bom dia a todos. Muito obrigado ao comitê. Thank you very much to the members of the committee that were so kind to give us this recognition. Mayor, Matt and Lisa, it's a pleasure to be in two of the most Portuguese cities of California and of the United States. Sam, Godspeed with the upcoming election. And to all elected officials and representatives, it's a pleasure to be here with you. So This occasion is in honor of the National Day of Portugal, and it's a happy coincidence that it's also my farewell. But the National Day of Portugal, well, obviously for each country the National Day is pretty important. In Portugal it has two singularities. One, it's the day of our national hero, who is a poet, Camoes, and this year he would turn 500 years. The 10th of June is the day of his passing away, but this year he would turn 500. And it speaks volumes on a country when the national hero is a poet. It's not the most common thing, but it reflects a lot about the Portuguese soul, the ability to dream, the ability to go beyond what is expected, and I think this is very much true about the Portuguese nature. Secondly, it's the day of the Portuguese communities. It's not just the day of Portugal, and because of that, the Portuguese government, members of the Portuguese government go all over the world around these days to be with the Portuguese community. And for me, it's a great honor and pleasure to be with the Portuguese community of California and San Jose and Santa Clara, because it was one of the best experiences my wife and I and our family had, was to share these almost 3 years with all of you. It was one of the most inspiring and humbling experiences. Earlier we had a mass with Father Próspero, and he was noting the importance of faith in the Portuguese culture, and you are the expression of this faith. Some of you were born in Portugal, some are descendants of those that were born in Portugal, and the ambition, but above all the faith of coming, crossing not just the Atlantic, crossing the whole American continent to get a better life for you and your families. It's really, really inspiring. And throughout these 2.5 years, I've collected so many memories. One of them, I remember in Hayward, there was this gentleman that told me, you know, I came here on the first afternoon that I arrived, I was already working, and for 45 years I worked, and I never missed one day. And this means reflects a lot of what is the spirit of the Portuguese community here. And foi mesmo uma honra. It was a real honor to have worked with you, to have learned with you. Por isso, muito obrigado. You will always be, all of you, an inspiration for me. And I can assure you that the Portuguese government has all of you, all the Portuguese community, very much in their minds, not to speak their hearts. Por isso, muito obrigado. Foi orgulho e gosto. 2.5 years ago, I arrived very much in the Portuguese History Museum. There was a picnic of the museum, and at the time it was Antonino. And it's for me a great pleasure now that it is Jerry, both good friends of mine, and it's also with the Portuguese History Museum that I conclude my mission here. And this museum is not just about the past, it can be very instrumental so that younger generations keep connection with Portugal. Earlier, Father Próspero asked if people knew about Vasco da Gama, of the younger generations. I'm sure all of you know about Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player, but hopefully with time and with the museum you'll get to know more references of Portugal, and some not just of the past but of the future, because your connection with Portugal for the future matters a lot. Por isso, muito obrigado, tudo de bom e até breve, se Deus quiser.
Thank you so much. And I'll call you this for the last time. Consul General of Portugal in San Francisco, Dr. Pedro Perestrelo Pinto and Catarina Nilsson. We'll miss you, and I wish you a lot of luck with that assembly, Portuguese assembly. Is anything like the House of Lords in England? Because you better take some body armor. And as MC, I usually make at least one mistake. Jerry, could I please have you come up for a presentation of a commendation by Santa Clara Mayor Lisa Gilmore. Lots of folks here from Santa Clara, I'm sure. Huge Portuguese community. Thank you so much for being here. Mayor Gilmore. Santa Clara, great. Jerry's from Santa Clara? Hometown? Oh, okay, cool. Well, that concludes our official ceremonies for today. There will be folklore. They're waiting there in the wings. Temps do Trada. You can come on, set up. 10 minutes, 10 minutes. Hey, you know what 10 minutes means? Time for another beer, glass of wine, bifana. Dessert, there's Portuguese sweet rice and creme brulees back there at the Poço booth. There are desserts and sweets at the Padaria Popular bakery, popular bakery booth. And heck, just go wander, browse. We'll be back in about 10 minutes with Temps do Trada for some folklore.